Hello to the Dream Team. We are now down in Melbourne. The Lions are one up in the series. It is great to have the one and only Kurtley Beale with us. Did you enjoy Wasps as a whole?
They sold me the dream to live in North London.
Really?
And instead you ended up in Coventry.
Anyways, yeah,
Playing
in
alongside
Coventry.
Hask.
First Nation people aren't even recognising the Constitution. This game on Tuesday means a lot for our people, and we got young kids looking up to their Indigenous idols or Pasifika idols.
Were you surprised by what came at Australia from the Lions?
I played with Finn at Rusting.
Yeah.
He's been waiting for this opportunity for a long time.
99 times out of 100 would you have kicked it?
Yeah. Maybe I was meant to slip over to really kind of
Learn to wear studs.
learn to wear studs.
Yeah.
Like I hit rock bottom and I didn't know. The only way from rock bottom is back up. I probably need to kind of check in after this actually.
Which were the happiest days?
This week's definitely been pretty special.
Really?
To lead a bunch of legends.
Team talk?
Team tour, just bar up, let's go.
Into the final moments, Alex Payne trying to keep this side going forward. Haskell takes it on now with just relentless chat, largely about himself. And there's Tindall to add the finishing touch of glamour and World Cup winning stories. That is how you podcast.
Hello to the Dream Team. Welcome along to yet another episode of The Good, the Bad, the Rugby, proudly sponsored as always by our very good friends at Continental Tyres, the official tyre partner of England Rugby. Whether on the rugby field or the road, you can trust Continental Tyres for exceptional safety, performance and grip. And would you believe it, the tour rolls on. Talking of tyres on the road, we are now down in Melbourne. The Lions are one up in the series. Hask and I are delighted to be joined by a man who's had a quite extraordinary career. He has 95 caps for the Wallabies. He's played top flight rugby in Australia, in France and the UK. And this week he is set to face the Lions once again, lining up for the First Nations and Pasifika 15. Hask knows him well from their time together at Wasps. They've already been through most of the history before we started recording. It is great to have the one and only Kurtley Beale with us. How are you, sir?
Good. Very good to be here and
nice
having
to
a
have
chat
you
with
on
the
board.
lads.
How are you, mate?
It's been a while, Hask. It's been a while.
That's what I mean. It doesn't matter where you go in the world. If you see a former teammate or something like that, you just start laughing and smiling. It's just, I don't know. It's just the best thing. I think as well, Wasps guys in particular. You know, I know look, everyone always talks about rugby and rugby players wherever you go. All great teams, all great fun. But it was just something about that particular group of players, even the ones before. Just, I don't know, there's crazy bonds. It was just a bit of a mad time, really, wasn't it? Like, do you remember when he signed for Wasps? We were in the porter cabins, weren't we? Out at where was it? Broad Street.
Oh, Broad Street.
Yeah, Broad
Street.
They've signed one of the best players in the world, right? Giving him a virtual walkthrough of this incredible training facility, this magic, and he's turned up. We're in fucking Portaloos, running around in a mud bog, and having to share the changing rooms with like members of the public. And after the first weekend away, someone had shit in the ice bath, and because they'd hosted a wedding and some guy had got caught short. It was mental.
Hashtag elite.
But they sold me the dream to live in Northern England, like North London.
Really?
That's where the Wasps were, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, how good! Like with the missus, let's go. We'll go have some fun and play some English.
And instead you ended up in Coventry.
Anyways, yeah,
Playing
in
alongside
Coventry.
Hask.
Living in Leamington Spa, beautiful town, Leamington Spa. We really enjoyed our time there.
Did you enjoy Wasps as a whole?
Loved it. Like, and the English boys, good cracks, and to be fair, we had a good balance of foreigners as well.
Yeah.
Willie LaRue came in, who else was there? You had Ashley Johnson as well.
Yeah, we had Ashley. Yeah.
Jimmy Gopeth at 10?
Jimmy Gopeth at 10, like an absolute legend.
Dan Robson at 9.
Yeah, Dan Robson, Nathan Hughes.
Hughesy,
yeah. We had, we had Thomas Young. We had loads of different guys from all over the place. But what was interesting, I said this to him off air, so he won't mind me saying it. When we turned up, obviously Kurtley was amazing. Obviously over the English press, talk about pay wages, etc. He's come in, has obviously done his patella. We're all watching the game. He's gone up for a catch, a ball catch, landed, torn his patella. Very tricky thing to recover from. And then we've had Willie LaRue again. He's come and he's limping around the thing. Willie LaRue keeps kicking the ball into touch and throwing passes. And we're running around going, where do we get this lot? Like, we're little. Like, honestly, how much are we paying these lads? And then obviously he rehabbed like an absolute professional, came back, smashed it. Willie LaRue obviously has gone on to get 100 caps for South Africa. Incredible player, both incredible team people. I think the best thing is when you come into a side from a different country and you get the culture and get the ethos and enjoy the team socials and bits and pieces.
Yeah, it was good. It was good fun.
Team socials
it was good fun
as well.
Do you keep in touch with any of the boys from the Wasps days? You were talking, you still messaged Willie a bit, 100th cap for him the other
text
weekend.
Willie. Yeah. Awesome to see him still running around
Still
and to achieve. Like it's a great milestone.
Yeah.
Achieving 100 caps for your country. I actually caught up with Elliot. Force played the Lions game 1 in Perth, and it was great to see him. Disappointed for him, a bit sad. He was in great form, and shout out to Elliot. Hope speedy recovery, brother.
He was carving up as well. That was a big disappointment.
Yeah.
Just talking about Wasps quickly as a little side note. You know how much I love my rugby.
Yes.
I was just catching up with some domestic rugby. Can we just talk about Jack Willis? 2 tries in the top 14 final, 31 turnovers in the season, 3 top 14 titles, and 1 European Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, my God.
Yeah. That was about a month ago for most of you who keep up to
but
date with your rugby. But well done. News has reached Hask, which is great.
Yeah. He literally never talked. I've literally never spoken about it. Yeah. And I saw it the other day. I mean, I might be behind the times, but oh my God, well done.
You know who else is in the academy? Will Stewart.
Yes, Big Spew.
Mate, and
Mate, Big Spew. If you told me, well, I said this sort of commentary. If you were to ask me, did you think those Wasps Academy guys would go on and kick on and do well? I thought they were great guys.
You were just into them all the time, though. Like.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
I think some of them still working through the trauma.
Get in the gym, you sloppy thing. Look at you. Like it's just you're pretty harsh on them.
I was bullied, but we character building we called it. But I didn't bother learning their names. They were Academy Player A. We just called him Big Spew. There was another one called Player X.
Tommy Freeman was Academy player. Oh, George Furbank.
George Furbank,
D,
George Furbank's got a lot to
now
answer
legends
well.
of the game.
Yeah, they're great. But Will Stewart again, because the academy system wasn't run that well, they weren't given that many opportunities, they weren't treated that well. If you were going to tell me he was going to go on and play for England, be an incredible player for Bath, great player for England, and a future Lion, I would have gone, come on, mate.
Yeah.
Academy Player X, get back in the gym, more fat club for you. But look at him now, he's absolutely carving up.
Good, lovely. Talking about the very best of British and Irish. Good luck to Will Stewart. Come the second test. You've obviously, before that, got the game for the First Nations in Pasifika 15, and actually a whole load of your crew are downstairs. It's a big old bunch.
Yeah.
Tell us how the week's been, what the training's been like, preparation, and what it means to you, actually, to have a fixture like this.
Yeah, it's a special game, in a special week to be able to all come together from different cultures and to be under the same banner and represent our culture and our heritage. And culture and heritage is really important to all of us. To be fair, like doing a lot of learnings and sharing stories where there's a lot of similarities in our cultures and our heritage. So it's actually quite nice to kind of hear. And, we've been doing a couple of bonding things just to get on the same page and make sure that we could, really challenge the Lions on Tuesday night.
When you say bonding, what does that look like?
Yeah.
Sharing stories. How does that come about?
Oh, look, it's... Well, first we did a smoking ceremony here. We had the old auntie come out and kind of welcomed to country and just paid respects to our people, the first people that ever stood on this land. And so we had that. We had a lot of the Pasifika boys sharing their views on their cultures and their history and whatnot. And then we had a team dinner the other night, which was nice.
Just anyone pulled the carver out?
No, and the carver's just on tap here. So
is that right?
Yeah, I can 2 bowls, high tide, I'm done.
When I was in Japan, we had a lot of Tongan guys, and they would always ask us to come to the carver ceremony, and I'd not really ever done it, wasn't sure what it was. I was a bit wary because they were just sinking them in, obviously, these half coconut cups. They said high tide obviously means to the top of the bowl, finishing, and they would just smash them. But I was like, at some point, what goes in? There's always a check in the post. Like if you're taking something, there's going to be a perverse reaction at some point. And honestly, I was drinking away, and I must have had 8 or 9 cups. And then I thought, do you know what, I'll probably go to bed. Honestly, I could not get out of bed the next day. I thought they drugged me, were coming down and robbed the house. I basically got up, got down to the sofa, passed out for another 4 hours. It was 6 o'clock in the evening before I could function again as a human being. So, and it's the weirdest thing, isn't it?
But I
think you kind of get used to it a bit, don't you?
Yeah, and you do. And it's just a way of the Fijian, what's for the Pasifika boys, just kind of sharing stories, connecting, and kind of it's a big part of their culture.
And tell me a little bit about, as well, the hopes of what this fixture will do for recognition, for awareness, and for encouraging younger players into the game.
Absolutely. I think this is an amazing opportunity for the game to really, take advantage of the platform to play against the Lions on the world stage with so many eyes. It's only going to encourage the next generations, or we hope we hope, and it's a motivator for us. We want to go out there and motivate the next generation, and we want to see more Pasifika First Nations players playing our game. It's the greatest game in the world, and we as the people, the players now, we're having a responsibility to go out and perform, and that's the other thing. Yeah, we are paying respects to our cultures and acknowledging, but we want to perform, and we've got guys in the team pushing for Wallaby spots, not through this series, but later on in the year. It's a big calendar year, test calendar year, so guys are fighting, and we're gonna put in a proud performance come Tuesday night.
And for you personally, it's 12 years since the last one. Oh, Father Time. I mean, there's been a lot between then, and we'll come on to that. But just how nice as well, as you get towards, I suppose, the sunset of your career. We won't call time on it yet, but just to have another crack. It's a special thing to do it
Very
twice.
special. And I think, like, I'm 36 now, and it's just made me realise from when I was back then, I don't know how old I was. Well, do the math.
24?
24. But now you realise how amazing, like what an opportunity, like, and how special, how unique, like once in every 12 years, like you're in a privileged position, right?
Some
like,
great Australian players
never get to
it.
No, it's mad. Yeah, so it's going to be a really special occasion.
Brilliant.
We actually went to we came here to Australia for the Australian Tourism Board, and we actually went to an Indigenous was it learning centre in Melbourne.
Okay.
And they basically explained everything about the culture. It was amazing, fascinating. But we actually had a competition to
decorate an ostrich.
An ostrich egg, traditionally, between me, Mike, and Alex.
Right.
And
Who won?
Well, they basically told us, the woman was amazing. She kind of showed about the different kind of shapes, but she basically said, "Listen, do whatever means something to you and is important to you."
We're talking about an ostrich egg, a symbol. We're talking about a really sort of iconic
amazing carved art and indigenous tools and all the bits of heritage. So they said, do something that means something to you. So I drew a picture of a wallaby on it because I thought it was Australian, and I'd become a man of the series last time I played, so I just joined that. I drew some DJ decks and put my daughter's name on it, right?
And you wrote the number 7.
I like that. I thought it was
You
cool.
are very creative. You've got a very complex kind of way of looking at things, I think.
I did Rivers, Mountain, Clouds. I did the three of us as GPR,
all
family,
together.
friends.
Incredible piece of art. Tins did something that he copied off the internet, but it was all about friendship, and he won. He absolutely won.
Wow,
and then obviously mine, because they put both me, us together in it. All for I just done all about me, more about me, and some DJ decks and my daughter.
Yeah.
So it
Not
wasn't
quite,
great.
Not quite connecting with your roots.
No, I
there.
didn't connect with my roots quite.
It was actually, I think it was the Coogee Heritage Trust. So if
yeah.
you're down and you're
nice.
in Melbourne and you're having a little listen to this, then do go and visit to that.
Because you took part in designing the first Indigenous shirt, didn't you?
Yeah, the first Indigenous jersey. So and again, like that was, you kind of look back now and you probably wouldn't have thought like it could happen, but it's happened, and as a people, and I feel like we're always fighting to be recognised, and a fact, like we aren't, First Nation people aren't even recognising the Constitution, like, so, this is just, this game on Tuesday means a lot for our people and for the First Nation, for the Pasifika brothers, and I think, it's not about trying to make big changes, but I feel like this is an opportunity, small steps forward, and the First Nations Wallaby jersey, again,
Did
amazing.
the opportunity come to you, or did you say, I'd like to be a part of this?
Yeah, I'd like to be a
designing
part
that
of it,
job?
and being one of, many Indigenous players in the game, and at the top at the time. Checker actually helped me get it overboard, which was awesome.
If you were a part of like World Rugby or in charge, what things would you change to help First Nation? What would you want to happen?
Well, for rugby, I think it's important for grassroots. We in Australia, we are struggling at grassroots levels. We need participations at that lower level to then help feeder the pathways to academies, and then there needs to be proper pathways. And I feel like we're slowly kind of rebuilding after Eddie chucked a big bomb on us.
Right.
No, but love you, Eddie. But but there's, the game's kind of reviving a bit now, and I feel like for Indigenous participation, we need to get out in the communities. And for us as a team, First Nations Pasifika team, this is a great example. One of the ways that we can help, continue, so that when we do visit communities where we got young kids looking up to their Indigenous idols or Pasifika idols, and then we slowly build like that. So you just need to, I guess,
just raise awareness.
Raise awareness and do what we're doing, on Tuesday night.
You obviously speak very passionate about it, and understandably so, and you have been very involved in it. Is it something almost political that you want to move into? I mean, do you feel a responsibility to have a voice? I'm not saying politics. I'm thinking of obviously
we might have
David
to bring up Dave
Pocock,
Pocock, yeah. Get
exactly.
on the line.
Do you feel a responsibility that your voice and your currency and your reputation is
Well,
one that means you have got to?
I think in the game, absolutely. I think in the game, I think everyone at the top level has got to have a responsibility to the game afterwards. I feel, but being a proud First Nations player, one of 16 ever to wear the Wallaby jersey. I feel like there's an obligation and a real responsibility.
Is that right? Is it only 16?
16. Like you've got, you got the Ellis,
Andrew Walker.
Andrew Walker. He was part of the 01 series. Who won? Which one? Wendell Saylor.
Yep.
Lloydie Walker and Glenn Ella. They're actually in camp this week, so that's awesome. Great ambassadors for Indigenous
But
rugby.
you're talking about some of the greatest Wallabies. It's not just sort of people who've had a crack.
Yeah, and I think the big challenge also, our young kids when they grow up, they see the NRL and the AFL. So we're in competition, with those two big juggernauts, and they fall in love with that game. So, I think it's an ongoing thing that we need to kind of keep tapping into, making sure that the pathways are there, and my passions are rugby and my culture. So, I'd love to kind of help out in that space, once I'm finished.
Brilliant. We're going to come back to this. So much to talk to you about, and it's brilliant to have you on the show, as we said already. But a couple of little bits just before we get into the meat of it, I suppose. If you're not already subscribed, do turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss any of our live shows. As ever, please give us a like. Let us know your thoughts and your feedback. I know some of you are quick to do that, and we look forward to going through those in future shows. And also, for those of you who are watching the pod on Spotify or YouTube, you will see behind us that we have got, obviously, the Melbourne skyline standing up as the night falls, and we're at the magnificent Voco Melbourne Central, which is obviously part of the IHG Hotels and Resorts family, Hask.
It absolutely is. The Voco is part of the IHG Hotels and Resorts family, who are the official hotel partner of the British and Irish Lions tour to Australia. Wherever GBR goes on tour, we're staying with IHG, and it's delightful.
You're well settled in. You've unpacked for the week.
I have unpacked. Actually, got settled. I've done my laundry. I've got a panoramic view and shower. I'm a bit concerned though, because
that's something for Melbourne to enjoy.
Yeah, that's what I mean, but I don't know whether they can see it or they can't see it.
So does that mean you're on level 26?
I'm big level. So I walked
Have you not got the
penthouse?
you, sir.
I'm on 26. I hope you're not.
No. Well,
oh God,
he will be now.
Hey.
You've given away the keys.
If you hear party disco lights, then come knocking.
Right. If you're in Melbourne, floor 26 is the place to be. If you're not, IHG have got 6,600 hotels around the world, and the IHG One Rewards membership is a game changer, free to join, and you can even bag rewards for major events using your points. I want to come back to you and everything that you've achieved in the game a little bit later on, but should we start with Brisbane on Saturday? Do you want to start with Brisbane on Saturday? Give us a little breakdown, because were you watching with the team here?
Yeah, watching with the team here. We had it on in the team room.
Was your heart sort of sinking after 10, 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah, you just look at Gibson Park and Finn, they were just on a roll. And I was like, oh boy, this is going to look ugly. But a credit to the Wallabies, they fought back really well in that second half. Still a bit clunky in the attack, I feel, and it is their second game of the year. So
can I just say, I think that's absolutely astonishing. If you've had 12 years to get ready for a Lions tour, and you go into the first test saying we're not ready, I think that. I mean, I know you played Fiji,
never played together completely.
But why would you not have 2 or 3 games? Or
well, you look at the Lions. Like they played all the provinces, and I feel, they would have game reviews. You start to kind of build combinations throughout the whole tour before game one.
Yeah.
Like they've definitely got the advantage there. We played one test against Fiji and almost lost.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting about that is it doesn't matter how hard you go in training or how much contact you do, nothing prepares you for the physicality of the game. In that first 5-10 minutes of that game against Australia, the Lions like McCarthy, Curry, Genge, Bird,
Conan,
Furlong, they were flying. into people. Tuipulotu flying into people, and it was literally like, oh my God, shell shock. It was men against boys for a first 10 minutes, and then obviously it settled down. But yeah, I'm very surprised.
Why do you reckon it settled down? Well, the changes from the bench, do you think?
I think personally why I think it settled down was because we had some disallowed tries, we had some bits that changed the momentum of the game, and normally, it's the team that comes out with the energy at the other side of those kind of decisions. Those breaking
Foot off the pedal?
Foot off the pedal. I think also they went so fast and so hard that some of those lads are blowing up a little bit. You know what I mean? I think that's what I mean. I thought McCarthy, who I hadn't really watched a lot of Leinster, shock you, not just rugby in general, but he was incredible. Tyburn, who people had questioned his selection. I'd questioned it. I put my hand out and said, I thought Ollie Chesham might have been better. He was outstanding. Tom Curry, I said Jack Morgan, I felt on form should have started. Tom Curry absolutely shut me up, shut the rest of the rugby world up. I mean, I wasn't derogatory about him like some of them were. But I just think when you go out that intensity, it just becomes a bit fragmented, it becomes a little bit disjointed. And then obviously I think it's a wake-up call. When you've been, like when you start a game, you get kicked in the face in the first 2 seconds, you've gone into a bit nice, you haven't had a big week, you get booted, you're like, right, now we're on. Yeah. I think that's what happened. They regrouped because
Fraser McWright.
Fraser McWright. I mean, his energy and his physicality was brilliant, and it's like everyone else matched his, because he did a fantastic turnover on that first thing when he bounced up to his feet and rolled around.
And the Wallabies, they held onto the ball. They started second half. Their ball retention was probably higher than the Lions, and making the Lions make tackles.
Yes.
So therefore they probably didn't have that kind of, like you said, that kind of energy that they had at the start.
Were you surprised by what came at Australia from the Lions, or were you expecting it?
No, you got to expect it. I played with Finn at Russing, and I've been actually on the chat with him, and he's been waiting for this opportunity for a long time. I know for a fact, and when he got called into South Africa for the last
third test.
Oh, the third test.
Yeah.
Again, when we chatted about that, so I know how keen he is for this tour and this series. So, but he just seems he looks slimmer, he looks fitter, he's focused, and when he's like that, it's hard to stop. And when he threw that ball to Tuipulotu, I was like, here we go.
That's creamy, though,
this is, I mean,
Have you seen a change in his game from because we were talking about it on the show, kind of, he always had those amazing skill set, always had that dynamism. It seems like going to Bath, he's now got the balance between the kicking game, to know when to put the magic, when to hold on to it. But he looked just accomplished. Yeah,
very, very well accomplished. I feel like probably leaving France helped. And coming back to the Prem, great competition, and kind of just his ability to just kind of run a game with a clear mind, and just kind of going out there and just playing what's in front, playing the ball to space, and he's the best in the world at it.
I actually kind of want to start a Finn Russell Appreciation Society because he's now at the sort of point of his career where
he's kicking goals.
Well, so these are the two things I wanted to talk about. Everyone talks about the way that he plays ball in hand, but his goal kicking and actually his defence. His tour has been unbelievable. Was he like that at Racing?
Yeah, he's always put his. He's a gritty player.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a lot of finesse around him, but he puts his body on the line.
Yeah.
And you can see that with his defence.
Was he always? So I actually, as he ran out, said hello to him yesterday as he came out for the warm up. Very relaxed. He had a chat with John Barclay pre-game, and he was like, "It's just another game."
Yeah.
We actually had him in studio afterwards. I said to him, "Is that are you actually working hard to be that relaxed, or are you genuinely in what is probably the biggest game of your career, just like it's another part of kickabout?" He's like, "No, the build-up I try and control, but on game day, I just want to play the game." Was he always like that? Was he always relaxed?
So relaxed. It's almost too relaxed. You get a bit worried. Mate, you're right here.
But it's extraordinary to be that composed when you've got millions and millions and millions of people watching and 65,000 in a stadium or whatever it was.
And but he knows what works for him, right? And that's why he's a classy player. And I feel he's got 2 kids now. Yeah. So same age as Maddie and I, our little family. Because when we were in Paris together, we kind of had a good time, and we're kid free.
Oh, okay, got you.
But I feel like that's helped him maybe settle down and kind of just let him focus on his rugby, and you can see that through the way he's playing.
Do you find out when you had kids, did you realise that kind of this game that you put so much kind of time and effort in was actually just a game?
Just a game of footy. Yeah, and you can actually see that with Finn at the moment. You can really see his body language. He's super relaxed, and And I guess it's kind of allowing him just to choose the right option at the right time.
I'm so pleased for him, though, because he is someone who's always had, whenever he's played, he's always had lots of positive support and lots of people who've questioned it, etc. But you're now picking up 3 trophies with Bath. You're picking up, some big wins with Scotland. There's obviously a lot to be done in the Lions series, but it's looking like it's going in the right direction.
I just think as well, a lot of stuff with players like him, it's the same regurgitated cliches that rugby people always put out. It's the same sort of stuff. When we talked about the Jack Morgan thing with Curry, for example, one of the defining factors was Tom Curry's capacity to get to a level that is world class. We have seen numerous times, so we knew that he could do that. It's the same thing with Finn Russell. He's actually been outstanding for such a long period of time. But it's like the old cliche: we never know what French side's going to turn up. Mentally they could lose it for you. Yeah. Finn Russell, he's got the miracle passes, but does he have the nuts and bolts to win a game? Yeah. It's just the same stuff. Where I think these guys now are pretty much proving that actually they can do it, come what may.
Do you know the other thing is that John Barkley said the Finn Russell gold credit card has been working overtime out here in Australia. Apparently he's been looking after everybody. It's gone straight into the so I think
I should hope so.
Obviously the Bath cash. The Bath cash is getting a good working over, which is great. It's obviously a very, very good tourist. You touched on that, the ability. We were talking a little bit about the fact Farrell's selection in many ways was probably instinct over form, and that's quite a big call for a coach. Tell me about your points in your career where you've been put into a game where potentially you've been asked to find the levels that you have achieved in the past but not necessarily played out the week before. Did you find that easy to say, right, today is one of those days where the best of what I have comes out? Is that the challenge?
Yeah, I think you just, I feel like it's a process. It's a day by day. There's always a build up to a game. So it's like ticking off what you need throughout the week to make sure when you come to the game, then you've got nothing to worry about. You've got confidence in your ability to just go out there, perform, and play your natural game. I think the less clutter you have in the game, that all comes from your preparation, right? So you making sure, you're making your 5 tackles during the week, or you're doing your 10 high balls, whatever it is that you have to hone. Then you're doing that throughout the week to get, I remember you used to get tackle bags and absolutely belt them. But that's Hask, he's making sure. And then what does he do? He goes out and he delivers. So, it's just having confidence in your preparation. And so, you're going out in the game and you're delivering.
What does it say about the likes of Furlong, Byrne, Curry, that they hit their ceiling in a game when they needed to hit their ceiling, despite potentially having not had to do that in the earlier games?
Well, first of all, credit to them, because it doesn't matter what you say about avoiding the media, it seeps in, because friends and family will always tell you whether you ask them or not. It's very hard to avoid that. We've seen Ben Curry standing up and defending Tom Curry, which rightly so. Lion fans criticising them. We saw it again when we interviewed Jonathan Fox-Davis about kind of when Brian O'Driscoll was dropped and Jonathan Fox was kind of given the nod, or was going to continue starting. Jamie Roberts was given the nod, and basically people saying they're going to blow, come after him and going to kill him and go and break his legs. Fans get passionate, especially when you've got 4 nations coming together. I think each one of those players, first of all, credit to Andy Farrell for doing what he did, seeing the importance of playing with guys that had those ceilings, ability to play, trusting them, and knowing that they would come together and do well. As I said, Ty Burn was utterly brilliant. He obviously got man of the match. I think Tom Curry was fantastic, just physical, wrecking ball. When he walked off the field,
he is a breeze block on legs.
Yeah, but I thought what I loved about him was there was obviously a couple of incidents as well. Look, everyone has a game. There's no such thing as a perfect game. But I think he did exactly what he was asked for of the Lions. He was a menace around the field, incredibly destructive in the tackle area. And actually, something I'd said about the reason I think Jack Morgan should have gone in initially was because he was destructive in the tackle area, and I hadn't seen a lot of guys be overtly destructive. Joe McCarthy, destructive in the tackle area, physical as hell in the clear out. Ty Burn, physical. All the areas that we were concerned about the Lions not playing well in, all the bread and butter bits, all of them came to fruition there, and each one of them raised their standards. And do you know what? They just did the nuts and bolts of their game, and the bits that required no skill, each one of them smashed it. And I think it just shows the international pedigree of each one of these players, and just shows that their capacity to turn it on. And I said, when you're playing against a better opposition, and this was definitely the best opposition they've played this tour, except when they play Kurtley and the boys next week, or in a couple of days, tomorrow, Tuesday. I lost track of what day it is. It could be
upside down still.
I don't even know where I am. But I think I think that ability when you're playing competitive guys and having to raise the stakes and had added pressure of being overtly criticised, that you turn up and see who shrinks and who doesn't, and each one of them stood up. And actually, I've now got a few favourite players I didn't even know I had.
Yeah. I tell you what, then, if we're talking standout Lions players, why don't we bring in our DHL total package, the official logistics partner for the British and Irish Lions. Every week we look at the players who stepped up and delivered when it mattered most. Ty Burn, man of the match. But when you're looking at someone who has taken everything that's been said about him in the week, packaged it up and sent it off for the senders to think again.
I mean, I think Tom Curry. I obviously said earlier about kind of his twin brother coming out. I mean, this is a quote that he said. He said, "There's been a lot of outside criticism, which I really am disappointed about." Said Ben, "You think people will be Lions supporters, but it doesn't seem so from looking at social media. Some of it's gobsmacking. Tom can't say anything about it, obviously, but I think it's incredibly disappointing. Are you Lions supporters or not? That's what gets me." I think Tom Curry.
I love that. I love the fact that some players now are fighting back a bit.
But that's the nature of the world now. You can speak up and people want to hear your opinion and it's important. And I think Tom Curry, as I said, 90% of the game, absolutely incredible. 95 actually, a couple of instances where just physicality going over the top.
Are you happy with the penalty on the Tom Liner tackle? As a 10?
As a 10. That should have been a yellow.
I think genuinely, just as a side, a year ago, that's a red.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
that's red.
It's so annoying.
Last Lions tour,
Yeah.
that was something. That's a red.
Yeah.
Right now, that's definitely a yellow. But it was a penalty. It was a play on, and it was excellent. Well done.
Yeah.
And thanks very much.
Yeah. Oasis back at the top
Ben
of the charts,
O'Keefe.
and
he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. There's a bit of hype around Tommy first starting test. His old man, an absolute legend of the game. And I reckon Curry knew what he was doing
I think as well, but listen, I just think he completely mistimed it. Panicked, because his first thing was, I'm going to absolutely fold this 10 up. Yeah. He got it horribly wrong. But luckily, Liner was okay.
Yeah,
he didn't give a penalty, and we'll move
But if he fell on his shoulder or head, it could have been
very different.
Could have been ending.
Could have, should have, would have, mate.
Hindsight.
We are talking about the total package delivered by DHL. We might just take that little element out and just pop a small package to one side in terms of that incident. But as we know, delivery isn't just about individual brilliance. It's about consistency, work rate, and making those around you better. Just like DHL working behind the scenes so the Lions can fire on game day. And Tom Curry certainly did that. Our total package from the first test delivered to us by our good friends at DHL. So going back to the Wallabies then, and you mentioned Tom Liner actually. Funny enough, I bumped into him in the airport on the way down, and walking tall, deserves to as well, because it's a hell of an ask. First test start in a Lions first test. He said they'll be much better next week. He said he's learned a huge amount from it. But just how did you make it? What did you make of the way that it went for him, given what was happening around him?
I thought he handled it superbly. A young kid, taking the reins, game one Lions series. He's got some big knackers.
Yeah.
And showed it. He was very gritty. But I thought he led the boys around really well. And I think that game, he's only going to get better next week. He's going to, I feel like Joe's he's going to pull out some tricks. He's going to get the boys on the same page, and we'll see a better performance, I feel, especially in attack.
The old Rudyard Kipling, if you can keep your head while all about you are losing theirs. How hard is it as a 10 when everything that you're trying to do is sort of coming back at you rather than playing on that front foot?
It's tough. You definitely do feel like you have to try and pull a rabbit out of the hat, and I think that's why probably Joe's gone with with Tom, is because he's by the books. If there's a strategy, he'll deliver the strategy, and he'll stick with it. He'll stick with it until the momentum starts to swing again, which in that second half it slowly did, and then that's when the Wallabies started to playing better rugby. So no doubt that game one is going to help Tom. Experience. We talk about footy. We talk about getting better, and I think playing rugby week in, week out is going to help you and give you the confidence. And I think, Wallabies will get a lot of confidence from that second half.
Do you stick with him? Do you stick with everything? Do you tweak it? Will Skelton may be fit. Rob Valentini may be fit.
I think we did miss those boys, Bobby and Will Skelton. We've got a guy here in our team, Lucan Tolkan. He didn't make it, but if he has an impressive game, on Tuesday, I thought he played really well for the New Zealand team, and the Reds a bit earlier than that. So I feel like that'll bring that physical collisions that you kind of need. You need kind of have that presence, especially with this Lions pack, and I feel like we kind of were a little bit inconsistent there. And if those inclusions, Bobby and Will, come into it may help on that front, and help Tom as well if we're starting to get a little bit more go forward.
Did you feel towards the end that Australia were working it out, or did you actually, with hindsight, think the Lions had sort of packed up, gone home, and got ready for Melbourne?
Yeah, well, that's what I was asking Hask. I don't know. Did they
Finn Russell was off at 55 minutes. Tom Curry off.
Yeah, but then you bring it on Marcus Smith.
Sure.
Like he's kind of been like kind of under the radar, but doing his job exceptional. Like he's, we're playing the provinces, but I feel like he's a good kid. I've always admired his play.
Yeah.
And he's definitely he's got that mature head about him, but also can pull a rabbit out of a hat.
He hasn't played 10 at all. So
just drop into the first
that's
test.
what I mean.
And he has played 10.
Yeah, I know that, but not
weeks.
really much on his
Done a
tour
bit,
at all.
but not-
He's played fullback, majority of the time.
Yeah,
It's a big
yeah.
ask to slot in against a team that, because the thing, what was a bit deceiving was the fact that Lions came out so quickly. They scored those points. It would have been almost 17 points if
Hugh Jones
had got his try. He had a disallowed try. The Wallabies are still a good outfit. You know what I mean? Still, I think people forget that, and so obviously they're always going to have their moments in the game when they start adjusting, they start changing their tactics, they start going forward, start respecting the ball, start guarding the breakdown a bit more, start winning some of those collisions, because they were losing predominantly most of the collisions. And you saw against any side, doesn't matter what 10 you've got steering the ship, if the ball's going backwards, if ball's being slow, if you can't reset your defence, if you can't reset your attack because you're constantly going backwards and the ball's always loose, it's very difficult to play. And then you sort of get into these kicking battles where it's loose and one error and suddenly in a ping pong battle. It's very, it was very difficult. So I think they sort of settled in a little bit. We made some changes. Guys hadn't necessarily playing out of position a little bit, and they're always going to have their moments in the game. It's the class teams let the opposition have their moment in the game, then reset, get the tries. But actually, the way it finished, Australia finished almost on top in that second half because they got the tries.
How do they get more out of Joseph Akuso-Suaalii and Tom Wright next week?
Just early ball. Early ball. I don't want to be saying it too much here, but No. Look, he's a guy. Remember playing with Izzy Folau, and the best way that he thrives is having early ball. Plenty of space so we can create those one-on-one on the edges. But I think what we could do next week is kind of get him into the aerial game. And I feel like having a contestable kicking game, he's very good in the high balls. I think that's how we could kind of get him in the game slowly and kind of shift his confidence, get his presence, get his body language and feeling positive. And then who knows what will happen. But I feel like that could be a good way to kind of bring him in the game next week.
What about for the Lions? Here's a stat for you. Only once before have the Lions named an unchanged 15 from the first to second test. It's your favourite tour, Hask, 1974.
Oh yeah,
you're a big fan of
tour.
the Invincibles.
Yeah.
So it doesn't happen very often. We'll wait to see on Joe McCarthy's injury, but if they are fit, do you ask the same of them again, or have some of them gone to the well and therefore you've got options that you can use?
Well, it's a tough one. Because you could bring a couple of guys to maybe strengthen things, but I think everyone else played pretty well, really.
I don't change a winning team, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It'd be a bit silly to do that. I mean, I don't know. Would you? Is there when you change?
I think only on injury basis.
Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think you can.
Maybe tweak the bench a bit, possibly.
The Wallabies got won a few scrums.
Yeah.
So would they make changes there, do you think? I don't know.
Actually, that was one of the surprising elements, actually, because the Lions hadn't lost a scrum all tour. I think they picked up 11 scrum penalties. They got done a couple of times on free kicks and then full penalties as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, we'll see. Interesting, I love these stats. The last 3 times the Lions have won the first test, they went on to lose the second. 01, 13, 2021. Obviously, you lost the first in 2017 and then went on to win the second. So what pitfalls to beware of? And what did you change in 2013?
It's a long time ago.
I know. That second test was a bit of a straight to DVD
I'm still
production.
getting over the first, mate.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Do we get that out of the way now?
Yeah.
Have you shot the groundsman or what?
Yeah.
Seriously, where is he?
Where is it? Probably 15 feet under, mate. How are you? Yeah.
Hindsight's a wonderful thing.
I know,
Would that be
yeah.
would that be long studs over Mouldies or
Definitely. Ever since that day, it's always been screw-ins now.
Were
so.
you wearing moulds as well? Is that
Yeah,
what it was?
yeah. Wearing moulds, and I mean, I wear moulds all the time at training, and I just felt, I don't know. I wasn't thinking, how old was I again? 24.
The thing
So
is amazing when I look back at it. I swear you're older because you've always looked like this. So I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing.
are you saying something about my
hasn't aged
skin?
today?
No, I'm just saying you just haven't aged since I met you. But I just
You look way different.
I
Well, he
know,
looks a lot
I-
younger now.
You
He's
look
got a new
great.
suite.
Yeah, thanks.
What are you doing?
Mate, everything, everything all at once, everywhere. No, I forgot because you were Wasps at that time. You just left Wasps. Or I can't remember. You were coming
No,
to
this was
Wasps
before,
after that.
After the Lions.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was after
That was
Lions.
13.
Yes,
so.
yes.
Well, the next year we end up winning a premiership with
Yeah,
the Super Rugby
Yeah.
premiership with the Waratahs, so that was nice.
Yeah.
But like it's rugby, right? Ups and downs
Yeah.
and plenty of
Do you
learning.
ever think about it now, except for when the Lions comes around? I mean, is this the first time that it's sort of
Oh,
people
I'm
have brought
reminded
it
a
up?
lot now.
Are you?
During
Yeah, during this.
Yeah.
Well, no, you
no,
brought
it's
it up,
good. Look,
thankfully.
it's
You brought
fine.
it up.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I'm over it. I'm
It's
over
fine.
it.
It's fine.
good.
It's
All
fine.
right.
It's fine. Everyone's fine.
Yeah.
Have a good one. No.
But do you
Yeah.
see that just as part of the story?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Halfpenny had a kick to win it
He
in the
did.
second test.
Yeah.
Oh, so
we
you
can't-
poking the blame on old
His
Lee.
fell short.
I'm,
as
I'm
opposed
just
to
saying
yours.
things happen.
Yeah.
Although
Yeah.
he didn't slip over. So,
no, he's fell short.
But look, it's it was definitely a moment. Pretty embarrassing actually, but very lucky to have like good teammates around me to get me back up to try and get on the horse against
99 times out of 100 would you have kicked it?
Yeah. Like I mean,
When you were
you
lining
always
up,
back yourself,
Yeah.
right? Like I mean. It's funny, like you kind of at training the next week, I was back to that same spot, and I was just like, it was just easy, you know.
Yeah.
But I had studs in, so, there you go.
butts and
Like,
babies, the way the world works.
I used to do scrummaging sessions in moulded
Did
boots,
you?
and the props and the scrum
Go off
coaches
you?
used to
Yeah.
go mental.
Yeah.
And I just like,
Why?
you don't care because I wear moulded because I couldn't really push. And they're like, I just did not care. And but then what I did is then one prop
they're in
was like,
slippers.
you're not wearing it, you're not doing it. And I said, okay. And I literally hit him in the scrum, hit him over the top of the scrum machine, picked up and just threw him. And I said, there we are, mate. I said, I can do it. We all fucking do it. Nobody wants to be here. Just get on with it. That's the prop downstairs.
Yeah,
getting a
exactly.
hump.
He's fallen asleep on his horn.
That's that groundsman.
Yeah, I'm glad we've tidied that up anyway. So no change for the Lions unless necessary.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think at the moment everyone's pretty put that much hand up, you know.
So the one other thing I want to do is turn on to the blind side, which is brought to you by Howden, the global insurance brokers and principal partner of the British and Irish Lions in both insurance and rugby. When the unexpected happens, Howden have got you covered.
Do you know what caught me slightly off guard?
Go on.
Was that Marrow winning his 100th Test cap?
I only found that out yesterday morning, on the morning of the test.
You're a big man for details. I'm surprised you didn't know.
Well,
I knew.
I've done more work than you.
I sent him a card. I knew. I can't believe you didn't know. God,
I did say
you didn't
congratulations
know.
post-game.
Did not know. Well, you didn't know that.
But
93 England. Sorry, I'm too deep some details.
Go
Just
for
so you know.
deets.
93 England caps. Gee, how is it? Like, time has flown.
I know.
I remember when he first came in, 2015 World Cup squad. Like, and where's that
Didn't get
time
picked.
gone? 7 Lions caps. What a way to win. The win over the Wallabies. But what you didn't see, that some people missed, was his incredible one-handed take, Michael Jordan-esque hang time.
I don't think it was on the
line-out take.
TV coverage.
Was
I
it
think
not?
I think we're on a replay, yeah.
Oh, I was watching very intently on the halfway line, sitting next to Alan Min.
In between putting filters on Alan
Yeah,
Jones.
you know Snapchat. I kept Snapchat filtering the whole game. I think he was getting more and more irritated. Like some people go, "Can you please stop?" He's the kind of guy that would just smash your phone out or throw it out your hand. So, but I had a great fun. But the footage was amazing. But I spotted that, so that would be my blindside moment.
Marrow, 100th test.
Mine at 100 test, but his incredible line-out take.
Okay.
And I think you should go and check it out because it will be somewhere.
Okay, we'll dig
It's
that
like,
out.
it's like an Easter egg. If you can find it, then you'll truly enjoy it like I did.
Right. Authentic content, as always, from Good Bad Rugby. Well done, Marrow, on your 100th test. Well done on going one up in the series as well, whether it's the bounce of the ball, a last-minute injury, or a lucky interception. Rugby's all about navigating the unknown, and that's where Howden come in. Their team of experts supports clubs, fans and businesses in preparing for whatever is next in life, because when the unexpected happens, Howden has you covered. We'll come back to Tuesday a little bit later on, but Kurtley Beale, are you going to do a book?
Book.
Yeah.
Should I?
Your story is, it has got some chapters. You're sitting there.
Actually, yeah. I'll get the guy who done your book. Yeah.
I did my own book.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, great. No help. No,
I got broke. Set it out, but I rewrote it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I did. I hope you. I'm Sunday Times bestseller. Don't worry about it.
You're sitting next to a man who's had a few life highs and lows.
Yeah.
You too. Do you look back and think, I wouldn't change a thing? Do you look back and think, well, there are some bits actually I'd alter?
I think about it a little bit. Like, because as you get older, you kind of reflect.
Yeah.
But I feel like it just molds you into the person that you are in this point in time. Being a professional sport person, there's always high expectations, and on and off the field. Feel like I've definitely put in those situations for a reason, to try and learn whatever it is, and I just think that's how I like to look at it.
Yeah.
It's very. I find it very hard as a sportsman in a team environment when you are going through life and you're having fun, you're messing around, you're doing things. To check yourself all the time, it's hard.
Yeah.
You're under pressure and you're trying to perform,
now
and you're trying to learn, you're with guys. It's difficult, but I still find it at 40 years old, I still act like a kid, and you're like, at some point you have to check yourself, and you go around, you get yourself into social situations around, and you're with your friends, you're sort of being giddy, and then you go, actually, I probably need to step back, and it's learning to have those readings, and also to go, as long as you don't make the same mistake twice, I think you're free to make mistakes once and learn from them. I think is what I would do.
Is that something that was always in you? You talk about that calmness. Have you always had that, or have you worked quite hard at it?
Oh, just like the resilience, I guess. Like you just don't want to give up if something's happened to you, right? Like there's a bigger lesson in that, I guess, as well. Like just not to give up. Like what's the point of packing up ship and going to sit in my bedroom and with curtains closed and
has there been a
and
moment
just absolutely
like that? Have you ever felt like that?
There has been. I feel like I'm getting better at it. Like and again, like this is, I think it's an ongoing thing, right? Like it just never ends. Like you're always learning. You're always learning about yourself. And I feel like I had a year off about 2 years ago with all this court stuff, and then like that was a year where I really learned a lot about myself. Like got into a mental coach. Did a lot of work twice a week, but just kind of living, but old habits kind of still creep in now, and it's just it's always a test, right? It's always, and so I just try and pick that up, and be aware of where are my surroundings.
I don't know if you ever found with a lot of the stuff when you talk to a coach or dealing with stuff or things or demons that you might have had in the past, they never go away. But doing the work kind of teaches you to spot them early. Yeah. And also you have to do it every day. Like if I said to you want to be better at kicking, you'd have to kick 2 or 3 times a week. If you want to get your mental health in order, if you want to deal with problems, you have to revisit it all the time. And I think we're led to believe sometimes that you do one session or chat with one person and that's solved. But actually you will find that when you are tired or under pressure or stressed or drinking, whatever it might be, you resort to type. That's how quickly you can then get back on track. Back
on the horse.
What was the biggest challenge you've had?
Oh god. Probably just recently going through this court case, with the how do I say this? I was accused of
misconduct.
No, sexual assault.
Okay.
And so. End up winning my case, but it never happened, the way it was said.
Portrayed in media.
Yeah, portrayed and whatnot, but very tough on myself and my wife, and I kind of, I'll take accountability for the infidelity. I'll take my responsibility and I'll put my hand up. Yeah, absolutely. But what I was accused of was, just absolutely outrageous. Did
you feel supported through it or not?
Yeah, I lost some mates.
Really?
But my I was just very lucky to have my family around me and good mates who were always checking in daily. But to be fair, I was just doing so much work on myself and my mental prep, like just my mind, and that kind of allowed me to kind of just approach each day as as it came, and trying to let the emotions kind of take over. And once I
because it must be hard when you know something didn't happen and people are accusing you of something, and obviously if you're a high profile athlete,
and it's all spread out in the
people want to believe that you did. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. It's very difficult to fight that.
Yeah, very tough. Very, very tough. And I just feel bad to my loved ones, my close ones that were always there, and but yeah, that was probably the toughest time.
Did you make a conscious decision to walk tall? And you talk about the work that you were doing, etc. Do you think, I'm not going to let this beat me and break me, and I must get out and continue to?
Yeah, I think it's so important. Yeah, and like I hit rock bottom, and I didn't know the only way from rock bottom is back up. Yeah. So I felt like it was. I had to kind of really tap into my who I really was, and where the behaviours came from, and understand the habits and where they came from, and and it's just and again, like I say this now, but like it's still ongoing, like it's I kind of just I probably need to kind of check in after this actually, but before the game I try and because negative emotions, they flow in and out, and they're just they're thoughts. They're not real, but we think it's real.
Yeah, your mind doesn't know whether it's happened or not happened.
It's crazy.
I spent a large part of my career from 17 riddled with self-doubt and negative thoughts, and having to even purposely walk around a corridor before a game and think, what was if I did this? What was I dropped the ball? What was I made this mistake? What was I mistake? Stop myself, correct them, and actually visualise myself doing it right, changing the way it even felt, because a negative thought can have an emotional effect on you. Dopamine, you can get increased blood pressure, all that kind of stuff. To then change it and go, can I get a good sensation of positivity? And I think you've got so much positive. You've got this amazing game. You've gone full circle. You come back out of it. You've got that. You've got that strength. You're representing your indigenous people. I think it's an amazing circle. I think and that's the beauty that sport gives people that some other people don't have.
Yeah,
and I think it shows the strength of your character.
I just think I knew the Lions were around, and I'm on 95 tests, and like having a greater purpose of like a why to get up the next day drives me. That's what the motivation was, to kind of get up, look at my son, look at my wife, kiss, cuddle, off to work. And it was just that constant kind of consistent work that allowed me to kind of stand tall and kind of face it head on.
Yeah. Very grateful for your honesty. I mean, I didn't mean to go there, but I'm very grateful for your honesty. Can I turn it onto the pitch as well? Because you mentioned 95 tests. You won Super Rugby. You had some glory days in France. You had some glory days with Wasps, etc. Penalties on the high veld. Some amazing, amazing moments. When you look back at what you did in boots, which were the happiest days of your playing career?
This week's definitely been pretty special.
Really?
Like it's an iconic kind of team. It's one of its first time it's kind of been assembled. So I'm kind of looking forward to Tuesday and seeing how that go. And
is that because of everything that's gone?
I got asked to be captain. So
yeah, again,
to be able to kind of being in a fortunate position and to lead a bunch of legends. It's going to be a pretty special moment.
Have you thought about what you'll say? Team talk?
Team talk, just bar up, let's go.
Whilst bring your tools, let's go.
But they're obviously your first caps and whatnot. It would be cool to kind of go higher honours again. Yeah. I'm not sure what that would look like, but I'll try and keep myself kind of...
Are you in touch with Joe?
Yeah, every now and then. We had hubs before the kind of before the selections. There was training weeks before the before the announcements, and just I understand where he's going. Like there's
what you're saying is though, just you're going to captain it, so they're going to beat the Lions. You're going to get man of the match. Someone's going to get
What you're saying is
you're going to get back in. You're going to start. You're going to beat the Lions.
There's going to be a penalty for 45 minutes in the third test, and you're going to be wearing studs.
Put it in. We're going to crown champion. We're going to have a night out to have all night outs, and and that's basically it. Yeah,
that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So would you be ready to go if he said, "I need you in camp tomorrow"?
I feel like it. Yeah. I'd be up for it, mate. Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic.
Do you think
we'll put the message out?
You said about asking the captaincy thing. I know we alluded to it earlier, but
the captaincy.
No, yeah. But we know.
Yeah.
We know. He asked you what you were going to say. I was just thinking, because earlier you said you now appreciate it more than ever. You look back at when you were 24, 12 years time. You know, you're a young player. You've had such a remarkable career. You know, but even before I met you, you know, you were someone that I admired on the field. You were a big name in Australia. You were part of so many big moments. You know, I was desperate to meet you when you came to Wasps, even though, you know, I was older. It was one of those, you know, there's one of those guys that you just knew, Kurtley Beale. It's just an incredible player.
And you were big, young.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You were massive, like, you know, especially over in the UK. You know,
right.
I just wondered, when you see these younger players, you go and talk to them now. As I got older and in life in general, you sort of had that wisdom of like, guys, savour this, enjoy this, celebrate the little bits. Because I know through my career, always on to next thing, never satisfied, always wanted more. Suddenly I'm 40, interviewing you on a rooftop in Australia. You know what I mean? Like, it's like how'd that happen? Do you know what I mean? You're still playing. Like, so it's interesting whether some of that emotion has gone into this week. That's why we're excited, because it's kind of had those two teams together, but also the opportunity to lead and maybe impart some of that knowledge and go, guys, listen, enjoy it, you know?
Absolutely. And they've been the conversations I've had, and you know, and they do take it in. They take it all in, and it's a part of, I guess, the reason why we're here. And you know, I think Todd I's put on he's got a really good balance of the squad, like some really good youngsters mixed with some you know, some guys who've represented the Wallabies. So it's gonna be a great test for us. And it's going to be a special one.
Just looking back, I mean, your CV is extraordinary, but things like the John Eales medal, the World Cup in 2015 under Checker.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was some rock star rugby. What was it you used to listen to at the captain's run? Was it AC/DC?
AC/DC.
It was AC/DC.
Blasting at Twickenham, on a captain's run Friday.
Checkers in town.
He's a legend.
The Super Rugby win, etc. I mean, if you could do one little bit of that again.
Yeah, like a World Cup would be nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
said Hask, went out in the pools.
Yeah. Close I got to a decent World Cup wins hanging around with Tindall. That's the end of it, mate. And honestly, he's taken a boy from up north with horrible setup, and he's now global, and he's married to a princess. I mean, pretty much that's what a World Cup win can do for you. So that's why I'm on a rooftop.
We're on a rooftop in Melbourne.
A Bledisloe would be nice as well.
It's
it's been like, what, 20 years?
20-something
years?
25 years.
But I feel we're getting closer.
Yeah.
We do say that every year.
Yeah, it's the hope, isn't it?
But like, there's definitely a change within Australian rugby, and I don't know if that's. I mean, Joe. I think Joe and the coaching staff have done an incredible job, because I feel like the Eddie era really knocked a lot of young boys around, and so it's nice to see him kind of playing some decent rugby at the moment under Joe, who's kind of helped these young boys kind of get back to like what they do best.
Yeah. We were chatting before we started recording. One more year? I mean, it's the chance, isn't it? One more year.
One more
maybe
year.
2 more years.
Johnny Farnham. Yeah.
But do you think is it one more run around?
One more run around. I'd love that. Yeah. With the Western Force, and then possibly go into like an emerging coaching role there.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Which
looking
would be cool.
after young kids coming through.
Yeah. So who we've got?
Skills?
We've got Ben Donaldson over there, the 10, the current. He's on the bench on the weekend, but another good kid. So much potential. So you're working with guys like him coming through, and I love the game. Like I love being involved. I love the camaraderie. I guess the best memories is your kind of connection with your mates. You're catching up with old foes and sharing stories and remember this time. And just it's. I guess it's a part of the game, and it's a special part of the game.
What kind of coach? So all the coaches you've worked with, who are the couple that you would most like to be like? Like take the learnings from and go. I would take a bit of him, because when we spoke to Warren
Check his
Gatlin,
temper.
we talked to Warren Gatlin, for example. We talked to Eddie Jones. They said there was always a couple of people where they took the different bits, the hardcore bit from that bloke. The sort of mind games from that guy. Who would you kind of put up as the guys you really admired, and what kind of traits would you take from them?
Well, I learned a lot. Like Robbie Deans gave me my first cap, and I thought his way of thinking was pretty special, like around attack, and his calmness, and his relationship with players. Although I wouldn't say that for Gitz, if Gitz is out there, because
It kind of click.
It didn't. No. But it should have though, because Gitz is an unbelievable player.
Yeah.
But
do you know why that didn't work?
no, I don't know. Well, Quaid was coming through.
Yeah.
You had Berwick Barnes, but like it's one thing. If I was to be a coach, like having a really good balance of experienced players, like he can't just. And I know there's got to be a time, but it's like there's
especially someone like Matt as well. Like
I know. Like
what incredible, you know. He's still like absolutely tearing up trees, you know.
They're playing in the Legends game on
Are you
Thursday.
No, I can't even run, bro.
You're walking the oranges.
They call me the sniper's nightmare because I'm like this the whole time.
Well, the boys are calling me up. Like, after Tuesday.
Mate, I called up. We caught up with. I did a lock-in interview with Trevor Leota, mate, big Trevor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Lions have asked him to play. If he actually rolls out and anyone from that Australian team goes in a 5-metre channel, he's going to shatter them.
Doesn't he play
He plays 10. He plays 10 for his local team.
Wow.
So there's. I've got.
Is he back here?
Mate. He lives in Brisbane.
Wow.
Yeah, he was in there. I've spoken to the lads today. So my best mate Paul Doran Jones is playing for the Legends. I messaged him and he goes, "We're on Malaysian Airlines. It's horrific. This is the longest journey. We're in economy. It's hell. We're all going to arrive broken. It's going to be a nightmare." So I don't know
via Belarus, Warsaw.
And he said, I mean, they've been travelling for 3 days so far. And he said they're all in economy. He says absolutely hell. He reckons. I've definitely got a DVT, is what he said. Right, so he said. He goes, I've definitely got a DVT. And then he
literally arrive and get straight on the pitch.
Yeah, and he said, but the problem is, it's taken me 4 days to get over jet lag. I'm still waking up at 4 a.m. I'm still over the place, and not because of anything else. I was not going to be doing anything fun. I went to bed last night at 10. I'm not getting over it. Those guys are going to be arrived broken, so God knows what's going to happen when that game kicks off. Because you know as well, first training session, they'll go, well, we've earned a couple of beers. 85 beers later, go again. So it's going to be a shambles.
Buy a ticket, if you're in the area.
It's going to be good.
This has been one of the most enjoyable interviews we've done for a long time. I'm fascinated. What were you like as a kid? And what would you, as a kid, look at where you are now?
I've always, I grew up watching rugby league. So where I came from, born in Western Sydney, Blacktown, New South Wales. And, growing up watching the Penrith Panthers, but the GOATs back then, your Andrew Johns, your Brad Fittlers. I remember watching Jason Robinson play league, and so I always had a vision to, it was I watch them, every Friday night football, and I was like, I just want to be on the TV. I want to play football on the TV. I want to be like those guys. And I guess from there, it's just always a dream to play either rugby league or now rugby. And I'd never go to rugby league after playing rugby, though. I think rugby's such a special game, and it's always kind of got you thinking. It keeps you thinking, right? So, I was a shy kid, kind of quite, timid. But always enjoyed a good laugh.
And what do you think a young Kurtley would make of where you sit today? Did you always think it was going to be? Did you have ambition from an early age?
I don't know.
Because I can remember your schoolboy reel. I think that was the first time as you came, because you absolutely. Where were you at school?
At St Joseph's College in Hunters Hill, in Sydney.
You carved up.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Did you find that? But it was absolutely But did you find the bright lights found you early type thing? And did you find that quite a thing to handle?
Yeah, it was quite tough. But I was at boarding school, right? Yeah. So it's I felt a little bit protected until I kind of. So I was straight from school straight into pre-season with the Waratahs as an 18-year-old kid. So that was quite, you're running around with Lottie Dakiri, Phil Waugh, Wendell
You've got to grow up quick.
Yeah, and it was eye-opening. But I felt I've always dreamed of being a professional footballer, and I feel, I don't know, what do you call it?
Legend.
Yeah. No,
hero.
I'm having an absolute mind blank.
What do you mean,
your vision? You see it.
Epiphany type thing.
No.
Yeah.
Manifestation.
Yeah.
I did a lot. I did a lot of dreaming. I don't know, and it's weird. But I do it now. Just to kind of help me. I
Visualization, basically.
Visualization. Yeah, visualization.
Yeah.
And I just found myself doing that, just always thinking. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
And now here we are.
I think as well, because you've got to assume you have to assume a mindset and assume a role to believe it. Because if you want other people to believe it, you have to believe it yourself. And every action you have to take has to fit in with that. And you have to ask yourself, am I doing everything I can do to fulfill that dream? Because if you're not, then you're never going to do it. And actually, it's very powerful to go. I do it every now and I sit and write down, where I want to be, what I want to do. Am I doing what it takes to get there? And what does that look like? And what will it feel like? And there might be a real end goal. I'm not sure how to get there, but I know that it's possible. Like it was always possible for you to be a sports player on the TV. You just probably weren't sure how to do it, but you just took one day at a time, and before you know it, you were living the dream.
Yeah, that was it.
Good luck on Tuesday.
Thank you.
How do you reckon you'll go?
Oh, we're going to...
Tear in.
Yeah, we're just going to leave everything out there on the field, empty the tank, and we'll see how we go.
Fantastic. And in terms of what's next, have you got a book with headlines in it, or are you just about happy,
I haven't.
Equilibrium, take every day as it comes?
I haven't, mate. I mean, people have asked me before, but we'll kind of... I'll need a bit of time to kind of go back. It's quite a big...
long time, isn't it?
Yeah. Picking the ones... that's appropriate, or
what I tried that as well. There's another 3 books of the stuff that I did that you can't talk about. That's the problem.
Exactly. You should do the book in due course.
Yeah.
What an absolute privilege
to
have this man in.
I think, I genuinely meant this when I said this earlier. Kurtley Beale is one of the best players who's played for Australia, played our sport. It was a pleasure to play with him at Wasps. He was a great team man, really caring. For a superstar guy that we signed as a marquee signing, to come in, to fit straight in, to understand the culture, to be humble when required, to be fun, to be entertaining, to be part of it, to produce the goods on the field, to go on to have the career he's had, to have the ups and downs that you have, that everybody's had in their careers. Obviously, people have ups and downs in their lives, but they vary. In the spotlight and in professional sport, that they are accentuated across the board, and to have the fortitude and mental strength to come back, to do what he's done, to rise from those difficult periods of time. You can only be impressed with the guy. I'm excited. He's captain. I'm excited to see what they're doing. I think what he's doing for the Indigenous people of Australia is really important, and for First Nation people. I think it's an amazing opportunity. I'm a massive fan. You know that. I love it. I love seeing. I can't believe he's only 30. He's still 30.
This is the only time you're nice.
Yeah, I know. It's because the camera's on. I'll fill you in. Right. I'm just hoping to get a pint off you one day. I've heard about you. I've heard about the camera. I've never seen it. I've never got a coffee off him.
Answer me this. 1 year marquee deal with Wasps, reportedly up to 1.5 million.
Yeah.
Higher or lower?
No comment.
No comment. And all that year, I never saw a sandwich, a coffee, a biscuit, nothing. So after those nice words, and when you go and beat the Lions, which I think you boys are capable of, because we saw it with the ANZ team mixed together, the Australia New Zealand, we thought they had the potential. We thought that was going to be the best side. You guys could take a scalp on this tour. Captain, fantastic. Raise the trophy.
Nice.
Straight into the bar, get your platinum card out, Hasbro, whatever you want. Tequilas around, cigars. Let's
Ring
go.
Finn up.
Ring Finn up.
Just
2 cards combined. We get the old Remy Martin, Louis Trez out. 450 quid a shot. We'll be on fire.
Brilliant.
No thanks.
It's been an absolute privilege. Is it Sunday night carver, or are you taking it nice and calm?
Chill tonight. Yeah, chill tonight.
Kurtley, it's been an absolute privilege.
Thanks
so much for coming on.
Thank you very much.
That.
Thank you.
Man.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Good luck to Kurtley Beale on Tuesday in the First Nations and Pasifika 15.
He could do it. I think he can make it back in.
Third test, 45-metre penalty, 79 minutes on the clock.
That would be amazing.
He kicks it in studs, and Owen Farrell then kicks an 81st minute drop goal to win it back.
That is the romance we need.
You heard it here first, and you heard it here last. One can but dream. Now, as you will all know, we've teamed up with Remy Martin VSOP, who are the official cognac of the Good, the Bad and the Rugby.
Whether it's the smooth, aromatic profile of their VSOP or the 300-year legacy behind the label, Remy Martin knows all about the celebration of spirit on and off the pitch.
And we're going to pick a moment of excellence from the weekend that was. We're going to savour it with a little glass of Remy Martin, Hask's favourite moment of the week, the plop. Have you ever seen that? Actually, no, let's not distract ourselves. Let's keep going. Moment of excellence from the first test. We've spoken a lot about the rugby. What we haven't spoken about are the fans. And I do think it is almost unique in sport what the British and Irish Lions pulls together in terms of 4-1, 40,000 to the other side of the world. Shall we have a quick reflection on the Lions Den, first of all? 5,000 people thanking you very much.
Just to warm the cockles of your heart, because you have complained about being cold.
I do. 5,000 people in one venue, seriously ready to rip into it. It's quite something.
Yes, it was amazing, actually. I couldn't believe it, the size of the space, the venue. 5,000 fans in there. Obviously, the biggest collection of legends, and you and me. Well, it was great to see so many of them in the, you know, we had Scott Quinnell, Martin Johnson, Matt Gitto, we had Adam Ashley Cooper, Will Greenwood.
Who else was
Andy
Andy
Nicol
Nicol was in there.
between
Basket weaving with Andy
multiple
Nicol.
Who else did we have?
Tommy Bowe, Alan Wynne Jones, Lee Halfpenny.
Yeah, oh my God, just
It's
chock full
absolutely
of fans.
unbelievable.
But the best thing was Ugo Monnier, Anthony Watson. It was an amazing day. We had, you know, out there photographs. Everyone was super keen. And then there was a call by Ugo Monnier, group photos. So we all went to a Lions wall, and there was thousands of fans milling around, poised, ready to take photos. And a team photo, and all the lads lined up were like, yeah, photo. And they all vaporised, and then left me with a queue of 800 people to get photographed. They all completely disappeared. Yeah. Used me as a patsy, and then all vaporised. But it was amazing. But Martin Johnson stepped one step out of the green room. Yeah. And was there for 4 hours. So did not move any further away from the bogs than when he started.
I spoke to him at the top of the stairs as he went down. He took a big deep breath. He said, "Let's go to work." He didn't move, and people queued. I think he must have done 2,000 photos.
Yeah, he was amazing.
That could be our moment of excellence. Can we have a quick word for the link as well? I don't often do that.
Oh yes, okay. So
okay. Well, you do that. No, you tell my love story.
No, you tell it. You tell it.
No, you don't. You don't.
No, obviously, if you remember, iconically in 2017, Alex created a link for Sky where he did this big dramatic speech, this little soliloquy, and then turned, and a whole sea of Lions fans, and they cheered, Lions, Lions. So Alex...
We literally reheated the souffle.
Yeah, we reheated the souffle, but Alex managed to convince Andy Nicol, who was in between shuffleboard and basket weaving, to...
Tyre welding. Not even a thing.
Doing a call in to raise money. And he basically convinced all the Lions fans to go to the bottom of the arena, so they were all spread out the balcony. Alex went to camera, said his piece. We couldn't hear what he said, but when he turned and erupted, 5,000 people went, Lions, Lions. It was majesty in TV. It was majestic. It was fantastic.
Could you not hear the link?
No, not at all. Couldn't hear what he was saying. We just heard.
Oh, it was delivered à point.
Well, I don't know what you said, but it was great, and we all cheered. And then you obviously asked them to do it again, and then they messed around.
And then they all booed, and there was lots of oggy. You can only get the class to sit still for one lesson, can't you?
It was great.
But I think let's give our moment of excellence from the first test to the Lions fans. Although, what I will say, brilliant in the build-up, incredible pre-match atmosphere. God, it's special being pitch side for moments like that.
Well, can we just cheers to that?
Okay, let's cheers to that. Let's cheers the fans first of all.
Cheers to Romy Martin, as always. Please enjoy responsibly.
Very good. Look at you doing the old corporate messaging. And then can we just give them a bit of a call to arms?
Yeah, we can, yeah.
For the second half. Do you know what they need? They need a bugle, like the Barmy Army.
They need some what?
Different.
Very good, though.
What they need is a trumpet.
Yes, they would
like
love
the Barmy Army.
Yeah. Do we know a trumpeter? Is there a trumpeter in Melbourne that can summon himself? Or drums? I tell you what, the fans are great in the Lions Den. Quite quiet on the field after the initial 10 minutes.
About 55 minutes. It just sort of was a bit
laborious. It went a bit quiet. Now, I think it's fundamentally because there aren't any Welsh players in the team.
All right.
And the Welsh fans, there's a lot of them out there, but they're quiet. They put their voices on hold. What do you know about Wales? It doesn't matter what they look like, what part of Wales they come from. They all have voices of angels. Like if they be the big tattoo ones, you know, the ones with dyed hair, the one with, you know.
They sing like
they sing like angels. They are incredibly fine fettle and fine voice. Yeah, they can do absolutely amazing. It doesn't, you know, you saw that we had Welsh choirs. So we need the fans to turn up in the second test because you were a bit quiet. I was in the stadium. You know, you did go a bit. You know, there wasn't not enough Lions calls, and actually, I think it was a bit of a tactic from the Australians to play music right up to kick-off.
Yeah.
So no one get a fine voice. Yeah. So I think we just need a little bit more. There's a bit of feedback. You know, we score. you score the players. You get on social media from someone who knows about crowds. I'm telling you, you need to up the game probably by 35 to 40%. So I'm giving you a solid 5 out of 10. You were there. Not your best performance. Do better.
Our Remy Martin VSOP moment of excellence goes to the British and Irish Lions fans with work to do in the second test. We shall see. Watch this space. Tuesday to come. Before that, we are back on Thursday with all of the reaction to the test team news and a full match preview to the second test at the MCG. If you are in Melbourne, you can get tickets to that show, which will start at Amy Park at 4:30 before Tins and the British and Irish Lions legends, including the British and Irish Lions legend that is Mr. Paul Doran-Jones, with DVT, cramp.
Mate, his spine, he's got a spine
jet lag.
Question mark, jet lag.
Yeah.
They're all going to be jet lagged.
Dozzer and the boys.
I saw Johnny Barrett, by the way. Johnny Barrett's been seated.
Another Lions legend.
He's an English, what do they call him? The England Legends.
Yeah.
He's the most capped England Legends player. His career is better since he retired than it ever was on the field. He's notorious. They've sat him next to Andy Powell, and all the lads can hear is a sycophantic chat going, listen, Andy, when I give the eyebrows, you jump. And say, you don't understand me. What are you talking about? And, honestly, Barrett's just bored Andy Powell into submission in economy class, so they've had a bit of a nightmare.
I watched Paul Doran-Jones play for 10 years at the elite level. The best game I've ever seen him play was a testimonial match at Kingston. He was unbelievable. Flambe, out the back, goosing, stepping. What a player.
I just can't wait to see what the team arrive like when they assemble. A-team assemble.
Yeah, sort of Avengers Assemble, sort of.
Yeah, it's like Avengers Assemble, like the Esther years.
Yeah.
The post-rehab years or something like that, you know?
Come and join us at Amy Park. Should be a lot of fun. Classic Wallabies taking on the British and Irish Lions Legends, and we're doing a live show before it. Links to the tickets apparently in the episode description box, and we've got the one and only Justin Harrison, the man called the Plod, the Plank and the Ape in 01 as our guest as well. He is unbelievably good value as well. So we look forward to that. Also some tickets still available for the live audience show in Sydney at the Establishment. That's Thursday the 31st of July, ahead of the third test. Hask, the Lord and myself are going to be there. Another link in the episode description box. It's very busy down there. Yeah. That is it. Once again, what a very special hour that was with Kurtley Beale.
Yes, it was.
Fascinating.
That was brilliant.
And good luck to him and his team on Tuesday night. If you'd like to get in touch with us, please do so on our social media channels. Search at Good Bad Rugby or use the email info@goodbadrugby.com. Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review and follow us for the latest rugby updates.
Thank you, as always, to our sponsors, Continental Tyres, the official tyre partner to England Rugby. Remember, if you're looking for an award-winning tyre that can keep up with every move, look no further than Continental Tyres. We're a folding pocket production, stats and facts provided by Russ Petty. This episode was produced by Tom Edwards. See you very soon.
See you soon. Bye for now.
You've been listening to The Good, Yay, The Bad, and The Rugby, Oof, with Alex Payne, James Haskell and Mike Tindall. Thanks for listening.